so the financial bill of 2023 in Kenya. This is the conversation now. Everything is about the financial bill of 2023. Everyone is up in arms. Some people are happy depending on which side of the divide you are in. Some are happy, some are sad, some are unbothered, some just don't give a damn what's happening. Anyway, the financial bill has been a topic of discussion in the last few days, and let's look at what's happening, right? What could be wrong, what's going on, what is not happening, what is bad, what is good, what are people complaining about. So anyways, the financial bill, I'm going to summarize some of the few points that have been points of contention, and people have been really discussing them online and offline. And let's look at how you're going to be paying tax in the next few days or years. Not days, but years. Tax never comes down. It goes up, but it never comes down. I don't know why, man. It's like anytime they increase tax, even because the economic situation is tough, everything is difficult, therefore we have to increase the taxes. There is no time they say, oh, things are really good, let's reduce your taxes. When they say, things are tough and we're going to tighten the belt and increase your taxes, it just means things are going to get tougher and tougher and tougher, right? And there's no point where they really reduce the taxes usually. But the salaries don't increase as fast, funny enough. Sad, but true. That's why you have to invest consistently. Anyway, financial bill. Remember guys, Ken's Money Matters, we talk about money mindset, how to make that money, how to enjoy that money, how to manage that money, how to invest that money, and how to assure yourself of a lifetime of income. Basically, financial freedom. Let's look at the financial bill of 2023. I'm gonna go into some of these details. So first thing, the wigs, false beards. Ooh, false beards. I know some people will start telling me, oh, can you need to shave? I know I'll shave, guys, the fashion police or whatever. I don't know what to call you. But yeah, I'm gonna shave. Don't worry about my hair. Don't worry about my hair. Don't worry about my bald head coming up. This bald head is gonna come. Oh my god. You guys should give me some advice on what to do about this bit. This has been like this forever. Like, it's not new, but really, I think that I'm bald. I'm not bald, guys. Anyways, guys, so wigs, false beards, eyebrows, eyelashes, artificial nails, and human hair to have a 5% excess duty. So guys, you're going to be paying even more taxes because this is not, most of the time about these taxes, one thing you need to understand is that anytime tax is levied on any kind of producer, manufacturer, or importers, this money is taxed off you. So you're not going to be paying this money, not those people. The person bringing these things from China, from India, from wherever, they will pay, but you will be paying it back to them. So this is affecting you directly. Anyway, if you're wearing wigs, and if you have a girl who does wear wigs, if you have a man who wears fake beards, if you have eyebrows, you're going to be paying more taxes. Now, in my opinion, we should tax those things. I believe so. We should tax them and tax them highly. I'm not going to false President Ruto on this particular one. I do not see why we shouldn't tax this thing being imported. None of these things is being manufactured in the country. And looking at the Kenyan shillings right now, we need to get to a point whereby these things can be manufactured in the country. Or people can have their natural hair and natural beard and natural nails. These are things that are luxurious. They are things that you get because you feel like getting them. It's not a must to get them, right? So why should we worry about them? And number one, we don't even manufacture any of them. So we are promoting other countries, we're promoting other industries, we're promoting a $1 billion industry that has nothing to do with natural beauty. That's just my opinion. This should be taxed. I don't have a problem with it. I'm sorry. I'm sure even myself, right, I may be in a position whereby I need to buy these things, but I won't complain, because when it reaches the point whereby, let's say, the person in my life would like some of these things, I will be willing to spend on it knowing that it is not a necessity. It's something that I'm buying because I'm able to buy it. I can buy it. I can afford it. But they should be taxed because we don't manufacture them, and they don't matter as much. In the context of things, they're the least of our worries. So I'm not worried about the 5%, but yes, get ready for that. The next one is imported cell phones to have a 10% excess duty. Now this, I would have a problem with, but the government should then support ways and find ways we can encourage local manufacturers, because we are importing everything. You can't start taxing something before you find ways in which you can manufacture it, before you provide an environment where people can actually be innovative enough. Kenyans are massively gifted and intelligent and innovative, but the environment in which we operate, in terms of the political, economic, and social environment, does not support entrepreneurship. So instead of going to tax something that Kenyans are using so much right now, because the cell phone has become more like a place where we do our business. I do a lot of stuff on my phone. I do a lot of things on my phone. I must have a phone. I can't go a day without a phone right now. It's almost close to taxing something that is necessary for Kenyans right now. Our transactions, when we're not talking about Safaricom, for example, transactions are carried out on phones, and all these phones are imported. So even if we were to just bring in parts and then assemble them, we're still importing the phone. So I can say 100% is imported. Putting a 10% excess duty on that is going to hurt Kenyans in the worst place possible. I do not agree with this particular one, and get ready for this. So phones are going to be more expensive, obviously. I feel they're already expensive, but they're going to get just worse. Print, TV, billboard, and radio ads related to betting or alcohol will have a 15% excess duty. Some of these things, print is important because a lot of people actually do this just as a part of their business. They do these things for, as part of their own jobs and work and whatever. Some of these things, in terms of advertisements like betting and stuff and alcohol, these ones are just, luxurious stuff. If you want to drink alcohol, you have the money for it, go and drink alcohol. If you want to make ads on billboards and TV, which is now that I feel is both ways. It could impact people negatively in that businesses are trying to advertise, businesses are trying to access market. They use billboards, they use TV, they use radio, they use print media, and therefore they are not able to do it right now because it's so expensive to do it. It's always been expensive. It's just going to get more expensive, so that will impact businesses negatively. But again, if you think of it, the other side of the coin is that companies that are betting companies that advertise or alcohol, it's luxury. If you want to drink alcohol, you go and drink alcohol. If you want to go and bet, you go and bet because you have the money, right? That's a habit issue. That's not something we're going to complain about taxes, really. And of course, the government is going to look at these areas that are really not necessary. And that's the first stop when the country is doing bad economically and they want to tax people. It's not good to tax people more because you cannot tax people into success. A country that thinks it can tax its people into success is like, being in a well and trying to draw out water from the well. Right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I know it doesn't work. So overall speaking, I don't support these high taxes, but it's happening, is the reality. We have to deal with it, and we have to look at which places should be taxed and which places we should actually complain about and not even listen to, despite what political divide you are in. Excess duty on betting and gaming shall be remitted within 24 hours from closure of day's transaction. So ukimaliza hivi, you have to remit. The commissioner may require taxpayers in any sector to remit excess duty collected on certain accessible services within 24 hours from closure of day's transactions. Government employees will be paying taxes on per diem. Now, I love that. Let them pay taxes, man. Government employees need to pay taxes. I do agree. But wait, just before you go ahead, not the lower cadre, not the teachers, not the nurses, not all those other people. I hope these are like those government parastatals and stuff because they earn a lot of money, especially people who earn per diem. It's not like teachers really earn per diem anyways, but most people earn this. They're always people traveling, hiring choppers, hiring private jets and all those things, and they need to pay taxes on these things. And they come to cities like London, New York, enjoy life with their allowances. They need to pay taxes. I do support that. Definitely support that. Digital content creators will have to pay tax too, including those who get sponsorship where a brand owner pays a content creator for content creation. Now, digital content creation, this was coming. We saw this coming. We are going to pay tax. I think we already pay tax, really. I pay tax on anything that I get, so it doesn't really matter. I don't pay tax right now in the Kenyan space, but I'm not currently in Kenya. But if I was there and I was making my content there, it's been consumed there, I would be paying tax there. So I pay tax based on residence at the moment. We pay tax on that. And I believe people should pay tax. It's a new form of, making money. It's a new form of hustle. So it's just a normal job for most people. Paying tax on it is not a bad thing. Paying too high is a bad thing. People pay taxes on digital creation all over the world. It's not a new thing. Introduction of digital asset tax targeting anyone who owns a platform or facilitates the exchange of transfer of digital assets. Treasury list of digital assets include cryptocurrencies, token. This is non-fungible, NFTs, or any other similar, basically digital assets. If you're doing any transfers of digital assets, then you are going to be taxed. Again, that's just a form of money. The world is changing economically. That is just transitioning from cash taxation and job taxation into other businesses. So no big issue there, really. I don't see a big... Everywhere in the world, people pay taxes on crypto, people pay taxes on NFT, people pay taxes on digital real estate, man. So no big deal there. Pay as you earn rates have gone up to 35% for those earning above 500k, a good one. We have to tax people who earn higher, leave the hustlers alone, leave people who are trying to just make money. If you're earning 6 million a year, you are good. 35% is okay. Where I live, we pay 45% tax. The only problem we have in Kenya is that the tax actually does not work. We don't see where the taxes are going. So we just increase these taxes, but we don't actually have a very clear vision, a very clear transparency process to analyze where our money is going. So I do pay a lot of tax myself in terms of my investments and in my job, my income. But it doesn't bother me because I see where the money goes. The money is used in the system. You can see the system works. I support people on high being taxed. 35%, that's fine. It shouldn't go higher than that, to be honest. But we need to be more proactive. Maybe when these middle class people are taxed this high, they will wake up and say, hey, you know what, we need to see where our taxes are going, because a lot of young people and hustlers who are trying to make it in life do get out of the streets and complain about stuff. They're the ones who go and riot, and they're the ones who make noise, they're the ones who complain, and then the government listens, right? They're the ones who vote as well. The middle class who feel that they have made it in life do not get out to vote. They just complain on their phones, on Twitter or on Facebook. Nothing. They don't do anything to actually change the status quo. So what happens? The government will hit you where it hurts, and hopefully that gets you out of your house and comfort zone, so you can go and face the government with other people. Go to the streets just like the rest of us. I'm putting myself among the hustlers. I'm a hustler. I would say, yeah, if you earning that much money in Kenya, that's fine, pay the tax. If you want to change, you get out of the streets and, talk to the government, engage the government. There's so many ways, not just on the streets really, but there are many ways of engaging the government apart from Twitter and Facebook. You have to be proactive. We have to, as middle class, we have to do more. You have to do more. The individual rates pay as you earn. On the first 288, 10%. Actually, that's really good. On the next 100,000, 25%. On the next 5 million, 30%. And all income above that is 5%. 288,000 annually, you will be paying 10%. I think that's still very expensive for people who are earning 288,000 per year. I think that's still very high, to be honest. 288,000 per year is quite low, and paying 10% is quite high. I do not agree with that one. But on the next levels are million, 25%, then 5M, 30% per year. I don't have a problem with the higher income earners. I have a problem with the low ones who are being taxed quite heavily. Brand partnerships will be taxed. Marketing services now subject to 5% withholding tax. Digital content monetization subject to 15% withholding tax. I said that already. If you are partnering with somebody like these influencers, they will be taxed. An employer shall pay to the National Housing and Development. Now, this is the one that's funny. So people are going to contribute part of their money, at 3%. For what we call the National Housing Development Fund. Now, this is something I believe should have required more consultation for people to be okay that they want their money deducted for this National Housing Development Fund. I believe this is not the right way to do this. This is not the perfect way. There would have been better ways. There are people who are not interested in the houses. We must have a very clear structure of how this will work as well. We can't just do it in a way that people will benefit, or people are in the system. People will know how it works. While everyone is deducted, everyone is paying for it. And this is something I don't agree with, because we don't have clear channels of actually saying, hey, we have this facility of National Housing Development Fund. How do I access it? Millions and millions of Kenyans will not even know it exists. Millions and millions will not even know how to access it in the first place. So a few people who can access it will misuse it and enrich themselves, while everyone is bearing the brunt of paying that tax. I do not know why the government want to tax people 3% just for this National Housing Development Fund. I don't agree with it. If they wanted to do it, they should have come up with a proper plan on how this will be executed and how everyone will benefit and how easy it should be for each and every individual to access it. That way, you approve it in a referendum or whatever it is, any kind of voting system or any kind of consensus system, and then it moves on from there. But not just bring it as a finance bill thing and then you want it to be passed. That is robbery. That's robbery. The National Treasury proposes to do away with the annual inflation adjustment of excess tax by repealing Section 10 of the Excess Duty Act. Anyway, guys, you're going to pay a lot of tax, right, in different stuff. Living costs are going high. What does it tell you? You need to start investing. If you're not investing, things are going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. If you think they're going to get better, no. Start where you are today. Start with the little you have today. If you are investing 5 years ago, you'd have a lot of money right now. Just save somewhere. So you don't have to be worrying about all these things. But remember, the more you wait, the higher tax you're paying, the lower the income, the more the responsibilities, and the more you have to do for you to get to a certain financial goal. So the earlier you begin, the better with the little that you have. Don't wait too long. As usual, Ken's Money Matters, guys, let me know what you think about this financial bill of 2023. Is it impacting you? And remember, fuel is going to 200 per liter soon. Life is a mess right now. But you know what? We will survive. We will go through it. We will get better. We'll make money. Invest, invest, invest. Think of how the money you're making can make you more money. Every single time, think of how the money can be employed. Think of how you can employ your money to go and work for you. This is how you're going to be beating the inflation, living costs, all these things that are just happening in the wrong way. Okay? Invest, invest, invest. See you next time. I'm out.